Okay, today we're going to learn how to use Symbaloo, Symbaloo, and it's an online account that you'll set up to save your shortcuts to your frequently used programs, online programs. And we're going to set up a free account today and learn how to use it and learn how to create tiles, and that's what this video is going to explain to you. So to get started, we'll need to open a web browser, and we're going to go to Firefox. I have my Firefox homepage set to Symbaloo so that as soon as I open Firefox, it opens this as my homepage. And let me show you how to do that. From Firefox, you'll go right up here to where it says, or it has these three little lines. You click on those, you choose Options, and right here it says when Firefox starts, show your homepage. And right here it says your homepage is Symbaloo.com. So yours probably says tcisd.org. And you can change this right here to say Symbaloo.com. And so when you click Firefox to open it, it will automatically go to this page instead of to what has already been set. And that'll just make it easier for you instead of having to type Symbaloo.com up here each time that you want to get to that program. Okay, so once you do get Symbaloo opened up, you will be here at the main page. Again, we're at Symbaloo.com, and we're going to choose this option that says Create Free Account. You'll click one time on it, and this box comes up asking you what your information is. So where it says name, it wants your first and last name, and here I'd like for you to capitalize your name correctly. I have set up a test account so that I can demonstrate these programs for you. And so my test account is called Blocker Test Student. So I'm going to put that in as the first and last name for this account that I'm creating. And then my email for this is blockerteststudent@gmail.com. But what you're going to put here in this blank instead of this is your school email address. The email address that you use to log on to Office 365. Your password is going to be your ID number. So it should be just the 6 digits of your ID number. And then you'll hit Tab, and once again you'll put in that password to confirm, because it wants to make sure that it has your password entered correctly. And then you'll notice the next thing is I don't want to miss important updates. You can leave that checked or uncheck it. It's up to you. If you leave it checked, they're going to send you emails. And then you have to check this box that says I agree to Symbaloo's terms and conditions. So go ahead and check that box and then create my account. Now you'll get this box over here that pops up usually, and this is asking you, do you want to save your username and password? Now because you are on a public computer, which is used by lots of other people, it's a good idea not to save your usernames and passwords on here, because other people could get access to your accounts if your usernames and passwords are saved on here. So you're going to hit Don't Save. I'm going to go ahead and hit Save because I'm working on my personal computer from home and I want to be able to remember this information. But at school and any public computer that you're on, please hit Don't Save anytime that asks you if you want it to remember your username and password for you. Okay, so once you get logged into Symbaloo, you'll see your little icon over here. It looks like a little person, and this is where you're going to log in and log out. And so when I'm ready to sign out, that's where I would go. Here is the section that's basically the home section for Symbaloo, and these tabs right up here, each one of these is called a web mix. And so if I click on each one of these, you'll see different tiles are showing on that web mix. And each one of these tiles represents a website where I can go to do something. I can click on this tile one time and it takes me to a website. So for instance, if I have Edmodo right here, if I click on that, it's going to take me to the Edmodo website. So that's what's so wonderful about Symbaloo, is you don't have to remember all these individual addresses, and you don't have to type in a search every time you're trying to go to one of these websites. You simply go to your Symbaloo where you're going to have these set up and saved, and you just click on the tile for the website you want to go to, and it will open that website for you. Okay, so these are the ones that come pre-set up, and you can leave those there or you can delete them if you want. I'm not going to mess with those right now. What you're going to want to do is click this plus right here on this last tab, and that's going to allow you to add a new web mix. Remember, again, each one of these tabs, each one of these is called a web mix. So I'm going to click one time on that tab, and it says add a web mix. Okay, so what I'm going to call this one is Blocker Photography. Spelled photography correctly, and that just tells me what this web mix is about, because you can actually use this for stuff from home, you can use this for stuff from school, and you can use it for different classes. So if you have other classes that use different websites frequently, or different websites that you go to for English class maybe when you're doing research, or different websites you go to for history class when you're doing research, you can put each one of those on a different web mix or a different one of these tabs and have them organized. And so you're just going to name it based on what's on there. So this one is going to be our Blocker Photography, or if you happen to be in technology class, then it would be Blocker Technology. Okay, and then when you're ready, when you get it named, you're simply going to click the button, the green button for add, and it will add right here. See, it added your web mix called Blocker Photography, and it's full of a bunch of blank tiles. And that's because you get to fill it up with the websites and things that you want to use, or that you're going to be using quite often. So I'm going to demonstrate a couple of times how to set up a new tile, and then you're going to use the list that's in your OneNote notebook to create several new tiles using this example for the programs that we'll be using regularly. Okay, so you can click one time on that blank tile, and it comes up with this dialog box over here, which allows you to create your new tiles. So I'm going to use this option right here that's called Create a Tile, and that's for when I know the name of the website that I need to create a tile for, and I just want to type it in directly. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to go ahead and create one for the Texas City website for our district. So I would, in this box where it says add the address of the website, I'm going to put my cursor, and then I'm just going to type tcisd.org. And notice that's the address for our Texas City website, okay? And I'm going to leave this box alone because this tells me that it's a website. And right here where it says name on the tile, if I click in that box, it's going to show me, it recognizes this website, and it's saying this is the home of the Texas City Independent School District. So you can either leave this name exactly as it is, or you can change it. I'm going to go ahead and take that home part off, and I'm just going to put Texas City, and I'm just going to in fact change it to TCISD. Just make it short and easy, TCISD. Now notice that my text is not showing up on this box right up here, this little tile yet. That's because I haven't clicked this box for show text. When I click this box, or when I check this box to show text, the text will show up here. So go ahead and click that, and the label shows up here, and you see that I have the icon for the district. It found that icon, it recognized it, and I can either go ahead and use that icon, or I can choose a different icon, and I can also choose the color of the tile. So for instance, because our district colors are orange and black, maybe I want to make that tile orange. Okay, so I just click on the color, and then I scroll down, and all I'm going to do is hit the word save here, and now it has created a tile for me that when I click it, it takes me to the Texas City Independent School District's website, tcisd.org. And notice it doesn't replace my Symbaloo tile that I have, or tab that I have open. It opens a new tab right here and takes me to the website that I have created there. Okay, so I'm going to go back to Symbaloo now, and I want to create another new tile. I'm going to show you, walk through this with you again and show you one more example. Once again, I just click one time on the tile. I'm going to click Create a Tile, and this time let's do Quizlet, Quizlet.com, Quizlet.com. And I'm going to go down here, and the name on the tile, it says Learning Tools and Flashcards. I want to replace that because that's too long of a text or of a title. I just want to say Quizlet. I just want to name it Quizlet and go ahead and show the text, and the name pops up here and it's got the big Q, which I'm happy with that icon, so I'm going to leave that there, and I'm just going to hit save. And now it puts a tile on here called Quizlet, and when I click on that, it takes me to the Quizlet website. Okay, and I'll show you how to use the Quizlet website later in a separate video. So once again, Symbaloo is simply a collection of tiles that are quick links to the websites that you use quite often. And you can fill up this entire page. See all of these empty tiles, you have room to put all these different kind of websites. Now we're not going to have this many websites for photography class, but you could potentially fill all of these up if you had that many different websites. The other cool thing that I want to show you real quickly is that you can rearrange these by dragging them around. So if I want to put this one down here in this corner, and maybe I want to put Quizlet over here, and maybe I've got, you know, 5 or 6 other tiles and I just want to put them in a certain order, I can do that just by clicking and dragging on them. Okay, I don't want that one down there, I want to put it back up here. So I can rearrange the tiles as I need to. If I've discovered that I've made a mistake on one of these tiles, I can right click on it, I can choose edit, and then I can go back. Maybe if I put the wrong website in, or I didn't type it correctly, if when I click on this tile it doesn't take me to the correct website, maybe I typed the address incorrectly. I just need to go back here and check to make sure that I've got the address checked or typed in correctly. And then once you've made any changes, you're just going to go down here to save, and it will save your changes. So once again, Symbaloo, you can go ahead and set it as your home page using this and options. And then you can also start setting up your tiles. And in the Office 365, I'm going to go ahead into the TCISD web page for you real quickly. In our Office 365 account and our OneNote, let me pull that up for you real quickly. Let's go to OneNote, and here's our class notebook. Okay, this is the one I'm going to look at right now. Takes a minute. Okay, I'm going to the content library. Okay, the getting started page, Symbaloo, and here are the instructions. So it tells you use your school email address, use your ID number, and watch this video demonstration, which is what I'm doing right now. And then all you're going to have to do is copy these addresses. So all you have to do is run your cursor over here, and you're going to hit Control C on your keyboard, CTRL. Hold that down and then hit the C key, and that's going to make a copy of this address. And then when you go back to Symbaloo, you're just going to hit Control V on your keyboard, which is paste, and it's going to paste that address for you, so you don't have to retype all these addresses. Now for these shorter ones, it's not such a big deal, but when you get to Skyward and Office 365, you can see it's a pretty big deal. You're not going to want to have to type all this gobbledygook in. You're going to want to just copy and paste. So let me show you that real quickly. I'm going to go ahead and copy this Office 365. I select it, and once again I hit Control C on my keyboard. I'm going to go back to Symbaloo. I'm going to create a new tile, and the only thing I'm going to have to do here is create a tile, put the address here on my keyboard. I'm going to type Control V, which is paste, and all of that stuff goes in there for me, and I don't have to type all those characters. And then right down here, I'm going to change the name to Office 365, and I'm going to show text, or just leave it blank if you want, and it has the little windows that represent Office, and I click Save. And it creates my tile. Now, instead of having to go to the TCISD website and go to the link for Office 365 each time I want to open it, all I have to do is click on my Symbaloo tile, and it takes me to my sign-in for Office. Makes it much easier to get to my stuff. So now I just have to click one button instead of going to the website and making several clicks to get to that same link. Alrighty, so that's pretty much it for Symbaloo. Again, you can create as many different web mixes as you have room for up here, and you can put all these different tiles and you can rearrange them, and you have the list here in OneNote of all the different tiles that you need to create. So you can start working on creating these tiles and getting each one of these set up. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that you need to create. So you should have 8 tiles on your Symbaloo by the time you finish this, and you can rearrange them and put them in whatever order you want. And remember to copy and paste, so that saves you from having to do all of this typing of all these long addresses. And again, that's what this is telling you right here. You may copy and paste, one at a time of course, into the appropriate field in Symbaloo to create your tiles. Copy the address exactly as it appears above. Don't get any extra spaces. Don't get a space in front of it. Don't get a space behind it. Copy just exactly the full address, nothing extra, and don't leave anything off. And remember that Control-C is the copy and Control-V is the paste, and it works out perfectly just like that. Remember, if you have any questions, ask your neighbor, and if your neighbor can't help you, then be sure to put up your red cup so that I can come by and help you.